What your zodiac sign says about your chances of being a psychopath. Psychopaths are often portrayed as the villain in slasher movies, ruthlessly taking the lives of those in their path. However, not all individuals with psychopathy are murderers, and some may not even engage in violent behavior. Despite our outward composure, every person possesses a degree of irrationality within them. While some people are able to manage this aspect of themselves, others may struggle to do so. While there are numerous serial killers and psychopaths in the world, it may surprise you to know that some of these disturbed individuals exhibit specific traits that align with their zodiac signs. Are you curious to know what traits may indicate psychopathy based on your zodiac sign? We're going to count down to the signs most likely to have psychopath tendencies and what those tendencies are. Let's get started. Number 12. Pisces. Those born under the zodiac sign of Pisces will occasionally display the psychopathic trait of having a victim mentality. Pisces are well known for their empathy, compassion, and caring. And because they're able to see the positive qualities in other people, they're typically motivated to assist those in need. Nevertheless, since they are so in tune with their feelings, they run the risk of becoming too sensitive and emotional. A victim mentality is characterized by an individual's persistent and irrational belief that they're the wronged party, regardless of the evidence to the contrary. Pisces often get the impression that they're the target of unfair treatment, even when this is not actually the case. They could also blame other people for their problems and believe they cannot change the situation. Oftentimes, psychopaths see themselves in the role of a victim. They are under the impression that they can do nothing to make things better and that the world is conspiring against them. As a direct consequence of this, they could get furious and resentful of other individuals. It may provoke them to take their frustration out on innocent bystanders. Number 11. Aquarius. Aquarius individuals can occasionally be recognized to exhibit psychopathic tendencies, one of which is a disdain for societal conventions, rules, and regulations. It is good to know that people born under the sign of Aquarius are free-spirited, defiant, and unusual. They usually exhibit a lack of regard for people who hold positions of power and insist on conducting business according to their own preferences. As a consequence of this, they can wind up breaking certain laws or guidelines. Although they are generally seen as good attributes, such as a person's ability to care less about what other people think and their originality. These characteristics can also be a sign of a more sinister side. In addition, it is possible that Aquarians would not follow the norms and customs of society. It is possible that they could care less about the consequences of the choices they make. Number 10. Capricorn. There is a possibility that people born under the zodiac sign of Capricorn will occasionally display psychopathic traits, such as emotional distance, being cold and heartless. Capricorns have a well-deserved reputation for their drive, determination, and laser-like focus on their goals. They have a significant deal of success in their chosen field of expertise and are loved and respected by a large number of people. Their ambition, on the other hand, may cause them to behave in a cruel and ruthless manner at times. Being an earth sign, Capricorns often prioritize their own needs over those of others, which can lead to seeming cold and unsympathetic. As long as they are successful in accomplishing their goals, they couldn't care less about the outcomes of the activities they engage in. Number 9. Sagittarius. Sagittarius exhibit a psychopathic trait in which they tend to be unmoved and unafraid of the consequences that may arise from their actions. Those born under the Sagittarius zodiac sign have a reputation for being forthright, honest, and direct. These are the kind of folks that are always up for an adventure. Despite this, they could end up behaving in a dangerous and irresponsible manner due to the carefree attitude they have. Sagittarians have the tendency to act on impulse and to make decisions without first giving significant consideration to the possible outcomes. They can start taking unnecessary risks, which would put both themselves and others in jeopardy. When they commit crimes, psychopaths typically act as though they are immune to the consequences of their actions and are certain that they will never be caught or punished in any way. As a consequence of this, they could act more recklessly and develop a propensity for criminal behavior. Number 8. Scorpio. One of the characteristics of a psychopathic Scorpio is a strong desire for domination, power, and control over others. Scorpios have a well-deserved reputation for being intense, mysterious, and driven individuals. They are passionate believers in the things that they stand for and enjoy the feeling of having the upper hand. As a consequence of this, they are able to exert their will and get what they want, which may be considered a strength. On the other hand, the Scorpio personality may have a tendency toward an unhealthy obsession with power and control. They frequently exhibit a dominant and deceitful demeanor. Scorpions have the ability to manipulate the people around them. Number 7. Libra. One of the defining characteristics of psychopathic conduct in a Libra is sexual promiscuity. Those born under the sign of Libra are commonly believed to be outgoing, diplomatic, and fair-minded. They attempt to live their lives in a balanced and just way. In addition to that, they are quite intriguing and interesting. On the other hand, one potentially detrimental aspect of the Libra mentally is their need for approval and acknowledgement from other people. One possible manifestation of this would be sexual promiscuity. The psychopath regards sexual activity more as a competition for dominance or as a method to bolster his or her ego than as something about the other person. Promiscuous behavior was strongly linked to psychopathic traits, whereas commitment was rarely seen in them. Number 6. Virgo. Psychopathic tendencies such as intentional and methodical planning are more common in those who were born under the Virgo sign. It is well known that Virgos have excellent analytical abilities and a keen eye for detail. They take great pleasure in organizing and preparing themselves for all aspects of life. It is possible that this is a strength of theirs because it helps them to keep their cool under duress. Virgos have a knack for planning but can also be manipulative and use their skills to take advantage of others. As is the case with psychopaths, Virgos might plot their own exploitation of other people, whether it takes the form of fraud, con games, or even murder. There's no such thing as an impulsive or spontaneous act when it comes to a Virgo psychopath. Everything they do is thought out and premeditated. When it comes to making decisions, psychopaths typically adopt a clinical and methodical attitude. Number 5. Leo. Lies, exaggerations, and dishonesty are all aspects of Leo's conduct that are indicative of their psychopathic tendencies. The self-confidence and outgoing temperament of Leos have earned them a well-deserved reputation. They are naturally born to take charge and thrive when the spotlight is on them. This is their most valuable possession. Because of their insatiable appetite for admiration and attention, Leos can display undesirable characteristics. They typically experience a narcissistic and egocentric drive to be the center of attention. Leos may exaggerate the truth or tell lies in order to receive the attention they need. In addition, they can develop a pattern of lying to bolster their ego and exert emotional control over others. One of the most common signs of psychopathy is pathological lying, which is a result of the psychopath's ability to tell lies without experiencing any sense of shame. Number 4. Cancer. Taking advantage of other individuals for selfish gains is a psychopathic trait commonly associated with Cancer. Cancerians have a well-deserved reputation for being kind, sweet, and understanding. They have excellent interpersonal skills in addition to their highly developed perceptive abilities. Nonetheless, a Cancer might exploit these traits to their advantage in order to influence other individuals. They may use their skills to their advantage by being sly and manipulative in order to get what they want from other people. A Cancer person is capable of employing any tactic in order to accomplish their objectives. Regardless of whether those objectives are to develop in life, make more money, or simply have their way. Psychopaths are selfish and have no qualms about disregarding others' feelings or interests as they aim to get what they want. Number 3. Gemini. When it comes to Gemini, they would have the psychopathic trait known as superficial charm and charisma. Geminis are well known for their ability to get along well with others. They exude an abundance of charisma and charm, two qualities that might work in their favor. Due to the fact that they have two distinct personalities, this can also sometimes be a disadvantage. Geminis have the tendency to appear paradoxical, and their actual objectives are often cloudy and unclear. Through their charms, they can easily influence and take advantage of people. It's an extremely effective tool in the wrong hands. They typically have a charming exterior, which contradicts the fact that they are very skilled liars, and this appeal often conceals their true character. However, with the passing of time, the truth about them is usually revealed. Number 2. Taurus. If a Taurus person had a psychopathic tendency, Their feelings would be superficial and they wouldn't be able to empathize with others. This is because people born under the sign of Taurus have a reputation for being stubborn and unbending. They have an inclination just to see things from their own point of view. Therefore, it may be challenging for them to appreciate the perspectives of others. It's also possible that they're quite resistant to change and very set in their ways. They may give off the impression that they're emotionless or cold due to their possible inability to recognize or connect with the feelings of others. Psychopaths typically have difficulty empathizing with others and might sometimes come across as harsh or callous. And in spite of the fact that they may be able to deceive many around them with their phony charisma, they typically lack true emotional depth. Number 1. Aries. If the astrological sign of Aries had a psychopathic quality, it would be an insatiable need for excitement and excitement-seeking behavior. This is because people born under the sign of Aries are notorious for their impulsive conduct and their insatiable need to always be doing something. They're prone to being bored and acting in potentially destructive or hazardous ways if they're not entertained constantly. The emotion of thrill and danger that comes along with it is what gives them the impression that they're so very much alive. When carried to the extreme, the lack of care that people born under the sign of Aries have for the implications of the activities they commit can make them a threat to both themselves and others. Psychopaths may engage in risky behavior due to the fact that they're typically driven by their need for new and exciting experiences. This is because it takes a great deal more to thrill, excite, or gratify them than it would any other person. It is important to note that astrology and zodiac signs don't determine or indicate psychopathy. Psychopathy is a complex psychological disorder that's not caused by one zodiac sign. However, there have been infamous individuals in history who have been classified as psychopaths based on their behavior and actions. Ted Bundy, a notorious serial killer, was born under the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. Jeffrey Dahmer, another infamous serial killer and cannibal, was born under the zodiac sign of Gemini. Charles Manson, who orchestrated a series of murders, was born under the zodiac sign of Scorpio. It is crucial to remember that not all individuals born under these zodiac signs, or any other zodiac sign, exhibit psychopathic traits. Psychopathy is a complex mental disorder that requires a proper diagnosis by a qualified medical health professional.